I have been waiting for Fashion Dreamer since I first discovered Style Savvy about 3 years ago. A little over 3 years ago. I first learned about it from hearing Ring-a-Ding on Smash Ultimate, and I was like, what the heck is this from? And to my surprise, it was from a dress-up game. Now, you may not know this about me, but fashion is my passion. Back in the 3DS days, I would play Pokemon Sun and Moon just so I could go to all the clothes shops and buy as many outfits as I could. But when I first learned about Style Savvy, I wasn't sure if I'd like it, so I downloaded the demo. And there has never been a game whose demo absolutely gripped me in the same way that Style Savvy Styling Star did. It wasn't just a game where you put together outfits, it was an entire journey, and all I could think was, oh man, I need to find out what happens next right now! So I immediately bought the game, and then the next couple months were completely dedicated to this game. I actually recently made a video ranking every single video game I've ever played, and Style Savvy was number 2. Like, out of all the video games I've ever played, Style Savvy was the second best video game I'd ever played in my entire life. It was just that good. Now, as you can imagine, that's a pretty dang big standard for Fashion Dreamer to live up to, and I took that into consideration when I bought the game. Well, today, as I'm recording this, that was the release date for Fashion Dreamer, and it was pretty dang disappointing. I mean, I can understand this game not living up to the hype of Styling Star, but this game didn't even live up to the hype of the demo of Styling Star. It felt like an incomplete game. Like, it's still pretty fun to an extent. I mean, I'm still gonna play it even after I'm done making this video, but the real issue is that after the first few hours, there's really nothing to do. After the first 3 hours of the game, that's pretty much it. You beat it. You beat the game. I'm sorry that I'm going to be comparing Fashion Dreamer to Style Savvy a lot, but I mean, that game is why I bought Fashion Dreamer in the first place. So I think it's okay for me to be a little bit hard on a successor that went from a handheld device to something as strong as the Nintendo Switch is. So let me first start by saying that there's no story to Fashion Dreamer. At all. Don't get me wrong, the first and main reason why I bought Style Savvy was for the dress-up aspect, which we'll touch on in a minute, but the story of Styling Star was what absolutely brought it home for me. It brought my experience to a whole new level. Almost every time I started a new day in that game, there was someone new in my town that I got to meet. Whenever someone came to my shop, I never knew if this person was going to be relevant to the plot or just another shopper trying to buy clothes. This wasn't a short story either, by the way. I'm talking hours of dialogue. Fashion Dreamer has no story, no characters other than the same 10 NPCs, and no plot other than to gain as many followers as you possibly can. The only thing you gain from playing this game is just access to more outfits. Now, seeing as how this is a dress-up game, I think it's pretty darn important to look into the actual outfits. This was actually a major fear that I had coming in because fashion, in my humble opinion, has taken a massive nosedive in recent years, to where now everyone is wearing pants that are loose on the bottom and go all the way up to your armpits, and all the colors are really faded like they've been washed with bleach at least 4 or 5 times. In Style Savvy Styling Star, there were so many really good options to choose from, and they were all organized like magnificently. You had all kinds of styles like girly, rock, goth, preppy, feminine, chic, baby doll, and they could all be filtered by different styles, colors, patterns, and there was so much more that just really made it so much fun. In Fashion Dreamer, you can organize your collection by category, how recently you got them, and that's pretty much the only utility you'll get out of filtering them. So in Styling Star, you get access to outfits by buying them at stores that you gradually unlock throughout the game. But there is no inventory mall here, so how do you get new outfits? What you do is, you go up to NPCs, or other muses if you're playing online, and you just hit the like button, and now their clothes belong to you. Oh, and you should also hit the like button on this video so that the outfit that I'm currently wearing will suddenly appear in your wardrobe too. There's also a gacha mechanic where you can get outfits for you to design yourself, but at least for me, they never really turn out that great, so I just never really got much out of the gacha mechanic. So what's the point of the game? The point of the game is to get followers, primarily by, shocker, dressing people up. Each of the characters has their own wish list, which is kind of like how each of the NPCs in the original game had their own preferred styles or colors or patterns, but it's so bland that after the first 2 hours I was asking myself, what's even the point when the next time I see you, you're just going to be wearing a completely different outfit anyway? In Styling Star, sometimes they'd want a new top, or earrings, or a purse, and you'd have to work around their preferred style and budget, or else they'd outright tell you no and walk out of the store without buying anything. In Fashion Dreamer, you just walk up to someone, give them an entirely new outfit based on what you have and what the game gives you, and then you're on your merry way. No consequences if you give them an absolute clown outfit, other than they might not give you as many hearts. Also, while I'm thinking about Styling Star, you had access to gloves, scarves, purses, necklaces, and in Fashion Dreamer, you don't have access to any of those. At all. I know that the men's department in Styling Star didn't exactly have a great selection, but honestly, I'd take their outfits over these ones any day. Also, I just need to talk about it. It needs to be talked about. One of the things that I was most excited about in this game was that you could choose a male character, which you couldn't do in any of the previous games. I really wanted to see how they'd expand on the male styles. But unfortunately, I think this game took a serious step back in that department. I know that this is a game catered to females, and when I was walking around online, shocker to me, pretty much every character I saw was a girl. But they over-feminized the heck out of these male characters. In the first few minutes of the game, I couldn't even tell if I was talking to a man or a woman. Like, his name is Eric, so why is he wearing lipstick? And for that matter, why is my character wearing lipstick? This was a non-issue in Styling Star, so why did the designers feel the need to make the men more girly? It felt like they didn't actually care all that much when designing this game. To me, it felt like they just wanted to put something on the Switch. And they did. This is definitely something. Is it a good something? It is, to an extent, but it just left me wanting more. I played this game for 3 hours, and my first thought was, is that it? Did I just beat the game? So after that, I played a little longer, and I thought that after getting my second cocoon that I would gain access to a story and that the first cocoon was just an extension of the tutorial, but it isn't. It's just a different theme of the same town. You know how in the earlier Pokemon games, you pretty much know what each of the towns is going to have and what it's going to be like? It's going to have a mart, it's going to have a gym, and it's going to have a Pokemon Center. But even those add more variety than the different cocoons in this game. It isn't that Fashion Dreamer is bad, because it's not a bad game. It's just empty. It just feels incomplete, that's it. It just feels incomplete. It feels like I'm playing the beta version or a demo. But it's not, it's the full game. I'm not going to get anything more than this. This is it. This is Fashion Dreamer. And it was a letdown. I knew it was going to let me down in some aspect just due to how phenomenal Styling Star was, but I didn't expect to see this little imagination put in when Styling Star was as phenomenal as it was. Anyway, I'll probably keep playing, but I'm going back to playing Smash for now. So if you guys are playing Fashion Dreamer though, let me know what you think. Are you having as good a time with it? Did it meet your expectations? Leave a comment to let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.